Her love was never meant to save you. It was meant to expose you. Her love to you was a test you were always meant to fail. Because it was never your final exam, but let me tell you something, it was your wake-up call. In today's video, we're going to discuss how most men don't enter relationships fully whole because they aren't sovereign men themselves. They lean on women to make them whole, and that is a huge mistake, and that's probably why you're divorced. So most men enter relationships as half-formed versions of themselves, hoping she would fill all the empty spaces, complete him, hoping she would complete him. Her attention becomes your confidence. Her intimacy becomes your worth. If she sleeps with you, then I'm good enough. Her approval becomes your identity. If she's okay, then I'm okay. This, brother, is called codependency. And it's the death of your marriage, or it was the death of your marriage. Her love wasn't the real test. Oh no. Your reaction to losing her love was the test. That's right. You weren't meant to pass it. You were meant to wake up from it. You weren't meant to pass it. You were meant to wake up from it. Now, what does that mean? When a woman leaves a man or she asks for space, most men who are emotionally unregulated, they just spin out of control. They try to hold on to answers, trying to figure it out, what happened, what did it go wrong. And this just destabilizes, it doesn't only destabilize them, it also destabilizes the relationship or what's left of the relationship. Because the man is not centered. He's not sovereign. He's not standing on his own 2 feet because he's put all his self-worth on this woman, on the family. I know because that was me, hoping that if I did enough, then I'll be good enough. But the thing here is that that wound of not being enough did not come from your romantic partner. It actually comes from way deeper, from a childhood wound that you need to heal from. That's right, they're not enough. I'm not enough. So you help out more around the house. You help with the kids. You try to do more. Take out the trash. But she can't feel you. She can't trust you because you're disconnected from yourself. And you're disconnected from yourself because you're looking for this external validation over and over again. Maybe you already are successful in business, so you're telling yourself, look, I'm good in business, but at home, everything collapses. And until you do the inner work of truly get to know who you are and what you came here for, you're just gonna continue to spin, and continue to place all your attention, energy, and effort into a woman and into a family structure that doesn't need more doing. What it needs is more being. And everyone talks about that. If you could be more as a man. But how many men out there are truly centered? How many men out there are truly connected to God? Not from a Bible perspective or a religious perspective, but from a knowingness that everything's gonna be all right. Because it doesn't matter what sort of outside circumstances life throws at me, I know that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But, we seek validation, we seek approval, we seek safety, and that's okay. But we, as the man, have to provide that safety to our family structure. Because the woman is going to surrender to the man, and I mean truly surrender to the man, who can hold her and who can also hold her children, i.e. your children. So being present is truly the key. So God is telling you, hey, Bobby, Timmy, or Ricky Bobby, it's time for you to wake up. You're not connected. You're not grounded. You're not connected to source. You're not connected to yourself. And it is that moment that God, the universe, is showing you it's time for you to come home. It's time for you to come home as a man to yourself. And it has nothing to do with the relationship with your partner. It has nothing to do with your family. But it's God's calling you to step up. Can you step up as the man your wife needs? Can you step up as the man your children need? And this is easier said than done. I know, because maybe you have 4 decades or 5 decades or maybe even 6 decades of programming of always searching, looking, searching, grasping, looking, searching, grasping outside. When truly, everything starts from the inside. So you weren't meant to pass this test. It was meant for you to wake up from it. So when a man loses himself, when love disappears, he was never standing on his own 2 feet to begin with. Because most men who are not connected to God's source and who are not present, they beg, they people please, they apologize to the woman for things they never did, they continue to try to prove their worth, and most men can't set healthy boundaries because they've bought this notion of happy wife, happy life. So when a woman's emotional storm is thrust upon you, you can't handle it. So that version of you, the desperate one, the collapsing one, yeah, he wasn't failing her. He was failing himself. Hear that again. You are failing yourself. And a woman cannot love a man who does not love himself. She cannot feel attracted to a man who does not respect himself. And this goes back to you being grounded, you being present. She cannot trust a man who collapses into her for identity. And this goes back to what I was saying. If you're not grounded, if you're not one with who you need to be, who God called you to be, then you're going to be lost. And you're just going to spin out. And your ex-wife is going to be the victim. And you will repeat the pattern in a different relationship. Because you can't collapse into an identity of anyone else. You collapse into someone else's identity because you don't have one, or you choose not to have one. But a person who truly loves himself, a man who truly loves himself, who's connected, who's grounded, who's present, who's here in the now, channeling God's divine love, can give that to his family. You can't love yourself unless you open up the portal of your heart to allow God's love to come into you. So how do you think your wife is going to feel loved or special or appreciated if you're not allowing God's love to pour into your heart? So from that place of allowing God's love to flow into your heart is where you start to build your own identity, a God-based identity, an identity centered around God's love. Your ex-wife wasn't your downfall. She was the divine mirror that forced you to see the parts of you that still needed your own love. So all those times you begged for affection, all those times you begged for validation, it was because you didn't like that, because you lacked that in yourself. But again, you can't be that unless you're connected to source. And you cannot receive love deeper than how you love yourself. And you can't love yourself until you understand God's love, until you open up your heart to God's love. And you cannot attract respect when you don't respect yourself. But it all starts with love. And you cannot lead a woman when you can't even lead your own inner world. And this is the key, because you're not sovereign. You're not standing on your own 2 feet. So when you become a sovereign man, when you become whole, centered, self-respecting, you just stop chasing love because you are love. You emanate love. And from this place of emanating love, then you start attracting it to you effortlessly. Then your wife says, wow, you've really changed. Because the love you receive from others becomes a reflection of the love you hold for yourself. But you can't truly love yourself until you've learned the love of God. So if you're ready to stop repeating the old patterns, if you're ready to heal the wound beneath the divorce, and if you're ready to finally build the man you can trust, you're ready for Divorce to Dominance. Click on the link below. Let me know, schedule a call. Let me know if you want to work with me, and we can get you past the pain of divorce, reclaim your identity, and restore your power within 90 days. And never forget, remember who you are.